Today, the Coquitlam Adanacs are in town to take on the Burrards. It was just 2 weeks ago that the Game of the Week visited Maple Ridge for a matchup between these two teams, and what a game it was. Tied 7-7 after regulation, the teams combined for 7 goals in overtime, with Coquitlam coming out on top 11-10. I'm Kevin Cady, expecting the same level of competition today and maybe even a little more excitement. Why? Because both these teams need the victory even more than they did 2 weeks ago. Coquitlam 2 weeks ago was comfortably sitting atop the WLA, but as you can see, their lead over Victoria has eroded, and on top of that, they were soundly beaten by the Shamrocks 14-6 in their last outing. Coquitlam must win today if they hope to keep the Rocks at bay and finish the season with home floor advantage. For Maple Ridge, the situation is much more dire. As you can see, they lead the Salmon Bellies and the Indians by just 1 point, and both those teams have a game in hand. Quite frankly, the Burrards are fighting for their playoff lives. So who do you turn to in situations like these where you need that extra lift? Well, you turn to your team captain, and today we are going to see 2 of the best. Maple Ridge is led by Ken Thomas. He's a physical and an offensively talented player. Thomas leads his team by aggressively pursuing loose balls and scoring goals, seemingly when they're most needed. For Coquitlam, it's Pat Coyle. Coyle is a fireball on and off the floor. He provides the Adanacs with the inspiration they need by throwing his body and sometimes punches at opposing players. Thomas and Coyle lead their respective teams in this week's Battle in the Box. And who do we turn to when we need to get the job done? Well, 2 guys you know very well, Dave Evans and Terry Murray.
Thank you very much, Kevin. And what kind of a broadcast would this be if I didn't say a special hello to all our viewers across British Columbia tuning into this game, which we hope is going to be another beauty, like as Kevin mentioned, that overtime game. Coquitlam, he'd mentioned the captain, Pat Coyle. You noticed after he got exited against that game last week against Victoria, Coquitlam's defense fell apart, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. The floodgates really opened for the Adanacs, and unfortunately for poor Doug Zach, who was in the nets. He's back in the lineup tonight, Pat Coyle is, and they look to him, of course, for leadership. Ken Thomas, unfortunately, a late scratch with a groin injury. That's going to be a big hole for the Burrards to fill, as if they need any more problems.
Coquitlam, they come into tonight's game needing a victory. What are their keys?
Well, key number 1, they've got to do much better in the face-off circle. In their last outing against Victoria, they got soundly thrashed in the face-off circle. Secondly, they've got to play aggressive defensively, but not too aggressive. Once again, in their last outing, they seemed so intent on punishing, I suppose, the Victoria players. They just got their focus off of playing good, solid lacrosse. Thirdly, they've really got to take more advantage of their one-on-one opportunities. Once they get a good matchup, they've got to take advantage of it. It seems they weren't doing that against Victoria. They spent a lot more time holding the ball, looking for cutters getting open instead of challenging the defenders. They've got to do that tonight.
Josh Sanderson, he leads the team with 28 goals.
Yeah, when you talk about challenging the defenders, Josh Sanderson's the man. 28 goals, first on the team. He's 5th in the league in scoring. Right now, odds-on favorite to be the league's Rookie of the Year. The key thing with Josh Sanderson, he's got to challenge one-on-one. Probably the smallest player in the league, or very close to it. But man, is he quick. He's got to take advantage of that and go one-on-one against the Burrard defenders.
Coquitlam missing 3 key players, Kruger, Doyle, and Stroop. And we'll talk about that later, but Maple Ridge want to bounce out of that 0-6 slump. A great opportunity for them. What are their keys?
Yeah, man, do they have to bounce out of that slump. Well, number 1, their special teams. They lead the league with 49 power play goals, but it's been kind of inconsistent the last few games. Coquitlam, 4 power play goals against Victoria. They've got a great power play, even with those fellas you mentioned out. Special teams are key. Secondly, defensive matchups. Coquitlam's offensive depth is awesome. They're great even with the guys out of the lineup. And thirdly, their transition game is absolutely vital both ways. They've got to get back on defense to get those defensive matchups. They've got to get up the floor to get high percentage shots. They don't want to play 5-on-5 against Coquitlam unless they absolutely have to.
Darren Fridge is our key player from Maple Ridge. Last year, 2nd in scoring, this year struggling a bit.
Yeah, he is struggling. And Fridge, fresh back from being an assistant coach with Canada's junior field lacrosse team in Australia. He's only got 31 points, 16 goals, 15 assists, 85 points last year. They need Darren Fridge to really come alive offensively tonight to lead this team, especially with Kenny Thomas out of the lineup.
Well, Kevin, that's the matchup up here. Looks good. I hope it's as good as the last game.
Got the Adanacs and the Burrards playing for a lot more than just pride when we return.
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, A Trans-Canada Trail. Right now, from coast to coast to coast, Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da.
If guys had their way,
Mini skirts, the current thing,
advertising really would be subliminal.
It goes on.
For a beer that's brewed the way beer should be, X says it all.
So I've been seeing these ads. Satellite TV, a gazillion channels for one amazing low price. Well, guess what? There is no amazing low price. I checked it out. First, they tell me I gotta get all this stuff. Then I gotta pay for installation. Not cheap. And on top of all that, I still have to pay for programming. And if I want separate equipment for each TV, that could cost several $100s more. Satellite TV? No thanks. I'll keep my cable.
Cable TV, the best value in home entertainment.
Back in Maple Ridge, they're about ready to get underway, so let's join Dave and Terry now for their call of the first period.
Thank you, Kevin. Great to be here in Maple Ridge at Cam Neely's Planet Ice. As you look at Maple Ridge's starting goaltender, Ryan Williams, we'll look at both of those boys right now.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise starter for the Burrards. Ryan Williams only making his second start of the season, but he had an excellent outing last night against Burnaby. He only gave up one goal after replacing Darren Gowndy, the regular keeper. And I talked to Al Luthe before the game. He feels that maybe it'll kind of get the guys a little more aggressive defensively. Dallas Elliott, injured in the last outing against Victoria, took a stick in the eye. He's okay, just a bit of a bruise. I spoke with him actually after the game, just a bit of a bruise around his eye. He's fine, ready to go. Still #1 goaltender in the league, and they want to get him ready for playoffs rather than rest him tonight.
A referee on your screen just off to the right is Mike Everett. He's joined by Ray Durante. And there's Mike, and both those officials all set to start this game as Coquitlam will go left to right on your screen in their road blue uniforms with that yellow and white trim and the home white jerseys with the red and blue trim for the Maple Ridge Burrards who want to break out of that 0-6 slump and also, more importantly, keep a playoff spot alive.
That's not the way to break out of a slump, to lose that opening faceoffs and really not even contest the loose ball off the draw.
A reminder, this opening period is brought to you by VTV, Vancouver Television, the heart of the city. Coquitlam in possession with the ball. That's Casey Zaff, number 27, being checked by Keith Callison. Zaff over for Sanderson. Josh Sanderson, the rookie from Orangeville, leads the team in goals with 28, second in scoring behind the big guy on the floor. That's Russ Hurd. Sanderson's shot is stopped by Ryan Williams.
Speaking of the big guy, Russ Hurd, it's going to be very interesting to see how he performs tonight without his soulmate, Dan Stroop. Shaden Santos has taken Stroop's place on that big line for the Adanacs. Very interesting to see what happens, how that affects Russ Hurd's game.
Maple Ridge in control. A shot goes off a leg, hits the back end boards, picked up by Kanopoulos. Holds the ball. Number 17 is his number, or 17 checked that with just one on the shot clock. And Coquitlam gets possession, and they'll start the ball out. And here's number 32. This is Jamie Bride, a member of the South Fraser Stickman, second in the BC Major Junior Lacrosse Association in scoring, with 26 and 40 for his totals. Here he is, number 32, a call up for tonight's game. Takes a shot right on. Williams is safe. Colby Rope is there, scores! Colby Rope, a big rebound from Ryan Williams, and Jamie Bride gets his first point with the Adanacs.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Terry, a big rebound given up by Ryan Williams. But more importantly there, the Burrards didn't box their players out. We've talked about this in games before. Here's the shot there. There's the big rebound. But watch, everybody's got their back turned, watching the ball. Nobody's on Colby Rope, forcing him out. You just can't allow that to happen. As soon as that ball goes loose, if you don't know exactly where it is, you box your man out, just like basketball.
The assistant number 32, Jamie Bride. Time of the goal at 1.
Russ Hurd was the one that initiated that pass to Bride. He didn't get in on the assist. They might go ahead and change that later, but it's officially Rope from Bride at 1 minute and 26 seconds. And for Colby Rope, that is goal number 10 on the season. Coquitlam up 1-0 in our Molson Export Lacrosse Game of the Week. Man open in front of the net. Great opportunity for Justin Measley, another rookie in the lineup tonight, a Coquitlam Junior Adanac, getting the call. Currently 14 games played, 30 points for Measley.
And it's great to see Coach Les Wingrove using these junior players. And so many times teams bring junior players up to fill gaps in the lineup and then just sit them on the bench, play them the odd shift. He's got them playing a regular shift.
There's Chris Gill, a shot right on Dallas Elliott, who was a little bit, had people in concern for his eye. It was who sustained an injury to his pupil in the last game against Victoria, but is in the lineup tonight. Sanderson with the ball, goes one-on-one. Fridge is taken down. It'll be a minor interference call against Trevor Bedell. And it'll be Maple Ridge's ball. 2 minutes, 40 seconds played. Long pass for Gill, can't pick it up. Hurd all over him. Toronto Rock teammates as Hurd backs off, and here's Chris Gill. Takes a shot, good save by Elliott, a Philadelphia wing in the NLL. And here comes Coquitlam, led by Casey Zaff. Zaff sidesteps a check. That was Chris Gill. Looks like he might have hurt himself a bit, but second look at him, he looks okay as he goes to the Maple Ridge bench.
Yeah, and kids, that is not the way to play defense. Whatever Chris Gill tried to do there on the way off, kind of swing his stick around and make some kind of contact.
Jamie Bride's brother, Chris Bride, takes a shot off the target. 3 minutes, 18 seconds played in this opening period. 1-0 on the goal by Colby Rope. Coquitlam leads. And now a last-ditch shot attempt there by Coquitlam as the shot clock runs down. It'll be Maple Ridge ball.
And so far, neither team has really been able to get much going 5-on-5. Both offenses have tried to rely either on turnovers or on transition. And the 5-on-5 game, really for both teams, has got to be a little more solid.
This is big Russ Hurd. Russ Onger. They're both big. Onger puts the ball off for Rod McLeod. McLeod holds onto it. Into DJ Sear. In front of the net, that pass is errant. Goes over to Onger. Onger at the face-off circle, goes around Mitchell. Onger right in, a goal! Takes a shot, just misses the target. As the shot clock runs down to 0. And big Russ Onger showed his blazing speed along the left side.
Yeah, I was going to say the Burrards wish it was Russ Hurd in their lineup. No offense to Russ Onger, but Hurd's numbers a tad more impressive.
Here's Kevin Brunch. Loses control of the ball, and Onger's there to pick the ball up. Against the glass, loses control, tries to get it with one hand on the stick. Brunch wants it, DJ Sear into elbow. Then a goaltender, Ryan Williams, grabs the ball. 4 minutes, 25 seconds played. Molson X Lacrosse Game of the Week in a 1-0 Coquitlam Adanac lead.
And a good job by little DJ Sear, one of the smallest players in the league, probably the second smallest in the league behind Josh Sanderson, matching up on Brunch and doing a nice job.
Craig Gelsvig after a loose ball for Maple Ridge, comes up with the ball. And I think he'll get called for minor interference, and he does. And Coquitlam gets possession.
And there's maybe an example of why the Burrards are 0-6 in their last 6 games. Gelsvik wide open, Fridge spotted him, threw not that good of a pass, a catchable pass that was dropped, kind of a bum play all around, and they've got to improve on those fundamentals.
Pass for Shaden Santos, doesn't click. Here comes Darren Fridge. Last year, 85 points, second in the WLA to Todd Katancha. And this year, Fridge just 31 points in 14 games. And he talked struggle. It's not just Fridge. There's a shot right on by Phipps. Good save by Elliott. But it's the whole Maple Ridge Burrard club that's struggling this season. Chris Gill probably having a decent year. He was looking for his 4th straight 40-goal season. Impressive notes is Ken Thomas, the captain of the club, who's out of the lineup tonight. His 55 points leads the team. Now with a shot attempt, just wide of the target. And picked up the boards by Kyle Gowdery. And Maple Ridge will get possession. Here's Kyle Gowndry, the rookie. Played 2 years in Senior B lacrosse with the Ladner Pioneers. He goes off for a rest. Maple Ridge in possession. Rod McLeod can't pick it up along the end boards. Mitchell there for Coquitlam. McLeod gets the ball. He's got time to shoot. This is it off. Great shot there by Sear as he was wide open to the right. Set up by McLeod. Sear throws a hard check along the boards, and you have to be careful. That was almost close to boarding, but minor interference to call. Coquitlam gets the ball.
Yeah, very close to boarding, Terry, but that's what they need from DJ Sear. It's that type of play that maybe it's got to get this team playing with a little more emotion. And boy, if they can't play with emotion in a game that's as vital to their playoff chances as tonight's is, there's something drastically wrong.
Brad Downey battles for Coquitlam along the end boards. And Sear comes up with the ball with 6 minutes and 45 seconds played. A 1-0 Coquitlam Adanac lead on the goal by Colby Rope, his 10th at 1:26. And the Adanacs retreat defense. Their 16-4 record. 32 points, 4 points ahead of second place Victoria. Shot there by Fayaz Bardai. And all the way back into Maple Ridge territory with 6 on the shot clock for Ryan Williams. Just dish it into a Coquitlam stick, and here comes Bob Klein. Russ Hurd on the far side. He sets up. Klein leaves it there for Sanderson. Joined by Santos as well as Bedell. Hurd still on the floor. Santos looks for Casey Zapp, still holds the ball, 15 on the shot clock. Sanderson still working Cowison. Nice pass for Zapp, he can't pick it up. Battles in the right corner for the ball. Blatherwick takes him out. Players battle. And Coquitlam gets the ball. Bedell takes a shot as the shot clock runs down. Now Sanderson takes a shot from Ryan Williams. Cowison's in there as well. Now Blatherwick. And that Josh Sanderson doesn't want to back down from anyone.
Well, he won't back down from anyone. You know, Williams a little upset because Sanderson got to dump the ball at him after the whistle. But once again, more frustration than anything else because there was certainly nothing terribly dangerous about that. But I still think Sanderson has got to start challenging more one-on-one. He had a couple of opportunities to challenge Keith Cowison one-on-one and is playing a lot more tentative, looking for open guys, which is fine, but his game is one-on-one.
We have a play stoppage. I think there's a problem with a 30-second shot clock, and they'll want to reset that. Coquitlam is on defense right now. Maple Ridge in possession, and the shot clock was showing 30, so you might see about 10 seconds run off.
Yeah, here's there you see the shot clock there being run down, and the referees will just start it manually. There it is, down to 18.
So here's Maple Ridge in possession. With the ball is Hackle. Hackle, who leads the team in penalty minutes, dishes it off for Rob Williams. Great save there by Elliott. Elliott had to stand tall as Rob Williams found some room. There's another shot by Williams, and Elliott again the save. And a crease violation against DJ Surin. The ball will be in Coquitlam's possession. Long pass for Blair Mitchell, doesn't connect. But Mitchell gets a bounce off the end boards and gets the ball. He's got a man breaking in front, takes the shot right on, and Ryan Williams makes the save.
And just prior to that, what a great play by Jamie Hackle to find Williams alone in front of the net, and a huge save by Dallas Ellick. Obviously not having any problems with his eyes on that one. Interesting to note too, the Burrards, Rob Williams wearing that captain's C tonight in place of Ken Thomas.
Jake Lawson dishes the ball off to the right. This is Brian Bendig. Bendig with the ball takes a shot right on. Lawson the save. The save is made by Ellick. A great chance in front for Lawson as that rebound was right into his stick. Now Bedell with possession and a whistle stops the play. And I believe the goaltender, Elliott, has called a timeout with a problem with his stick.
Yeah, big problem with his stick. It's hard to say from here, but it looks like he's broken the frame of the stick. But on that, we're going to take a break.
We'll be back with a 1-0 Coquitlam Adanac lead.
This is for all you parents out there. This is a really thick milkshake. And this is a really thin straw. Now, think of this milkshake as the internet. Think of this straw as a skinny little telephone wire. Now, you can see it's pretty hard to get all this wonderful stuff in here, into here, through this. It's too darn skinny, isn't it? Your kid needs a bigger straw. Come on, give your kid a bigger straw.
cool from ST. Cools you to the core.
Les Wingrove's squad out in front, 1-0. 9 minutes and 16 seconds played in his opening period on the goal Mike Holby rule.
And so far, the Burrards playing with some light. They've had probably the better of the play over the last couple of minutes. Here's a look at Dallas Elliott waiting for his stick to be fixed, tightening up the gut on his stick. Rod McLeod, one of the veterans of this team. And one of the guys they really look to, not so much for offense, but for leadership. When you're in a slump, you generally tend to look for your veterans to lead you. And I think that's perhaps why they've given the captaincy to Rob Williams. He's a veteran, not of this team, but a veteran of the league. And he's the kind of guy you want in that leadership role. He's tough, he's feisty, pretty solid offensive player. And here's Elliott, he's got his stick fixed or replaced, and he's back in the nets.
And last night we saw the Maple Ridge Burrards lose their 6th game in a row to Burnaby. Burnaby wins at 12-10. As you look at 3 goals and 1 assist by Lawrence. Howe, 3 goals. Howe used to play for North Shore. And Brad Darren with 2 goals. Shane Staples, a former Burrard, picking up 4.
And Thomas, a goal and 5 assists in that game, so obviously his presence is going to be missed this evening.
Chris Bride, shot off the bar. Rebound is there for Jamie Bride, and he picks up the loose ball. Over to his brother. Here's Chris Bride, dishes it off for Mitchell. Mitchell can't get to it. The rebound is there. Great opportunity for Rope to get his 2nd goal of the game and increase that Adanac lead.
Once again, Rope just allowed to roam wide open. That time it was David Blatherwick who left his check early, started heading up the floor before they had possession, and they've got to tighten up defensively to, you just can't be giving up those type of opportunities all night.
Here's Chris Gill. Bounce off the end boards in his favor, drives for the front of the net. Gill tries to put the move around Elliott and did put the move around him and missed with the shot. Coquitlam now come up the floor. Here's Bob Klein. Klein joined with Brunch. Dishes the ball off to Brunch on the right. Brunch right in front of the net. The shot and the save by Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams, part of the goaltending tandem of brother combination. Doesn't matter which goaltender's in the nets for Maple Ridge. There's always another brother out on the floor.
And nice to see Ryan Williams getting a start. He hasn't played an awful lot, hasn't played at all in the 6-game slump, except their last game against Burnaby when he went in to relieve Darren Goundry. And it's good to see Coach Al Luthwick giving Ryan Williams a start because he had a great junior career. He throws the ball very well, so they certainly don't lose an awful lot there when with Goundry on the lineup.
Sanderson for Coquitlam comes up for the offense. 20 on the shot clock. Far side for Russ Hurd. Hurd looks for someone to pass to. No one open. Holds onto it. Works his way out to the front. Leads the team with shots. And takes that shot wide off the target. And a loose ball for Zapp with 6 on the shot clock in front. There for Santos. Great save by Ryan Williams. Coming across, and the rebound is grabbed, I believe, by Kyle Goundry, and he'll get called for a crease violation. So it'll be Coquitlam ball.
Yeah, great save by Ryan Williams coming across, just stealing a goal from the stick of Shaden Santos. Unfortunately for Goundry, Goundry, stepped back into the crease for that ball, so the Adanacs maintain possession.
8:40 to go in this opening period. 1-0 Coquitlam. Coming off of a loss against the Victoria Shamrocks. Would like to increase that lead to 6 points. While Victoria still has a game in hand. Sanderson the shot, Williams is saved. Sanderson set up by Santos. And now Maple Ridge in control. This is DJ Sear being run down by Sanderson. Stops and holds. Now here comes a penalty. I'm not sure Sanderson's stick got a little high there, but it was a call being made by Everett. But maybe it's Josh Sanderson who's going to get called here. Extra attacker on the floor for Maple Ridge. Here's Darren Fridge. Fridge in control. 5 on the shot clock. Up top. And Bendig tried to hit Chris Gill, and Gill would have had a chance to come out. And yes, it'll be Sanderson going to the box for eye stick.
Yeah, that stick must have come up into the face of DJ Sears. He was going off. Well, there's a good look at Josh Sanderson. Not too happy with the call, but the stick obviously got up in the face. We'll get a good look at it here. There's Sanderson with the stick up high. And whack, right off the face guard. And the main thing there, I think, the reason that call was made, it certainly wasn't a vicious check or anything, but because the stick was in one hand, the referees deemed that to be not in control of the player. And that's one of the kind of guidelines a referee will use in making a borderline call. A good call by Mike Everett there.
Well, the first power play of the night. This one goes to Maple Ridge. And they trail 1-0. with 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go here at Cam Neely's Planet Ice in Maple Ridge. I'm Terry Murray along with Dave Evans and Kevin Cady. Our director is Mr. John Strassel. And George Lamarcand is here tonight to help the rest of our sports crew bringing you this game on Rogers Sports as well as CTV's Sportsnet. Race for the ball. Bob Klein gets the ball for Coquitlam, has trouble with it, and now he'll get called on the over and back. And it'll be Maple Ridge in possession.
And with Thomas out of the lineup, a number of changes. Fridge moves to Thomas's normal position on the top, and they've got Jake Lawson playing the shooter's position. Interesting to note that Craig Konopoulos, who had such a great year last year, not a part of this Maple Ridge power play.
Fridge dishes it off, counter the shot. Attempted for Callison. Now, we saw the last time these two teams played here in our game of the week. Callison hit a couple of goals from the pass coming across to the left crease position. Chris Bride drives for the net, killing some penalty time. Passed it in front of the net for Brad Downey. He couldn't pick it up. 55 seconds left in the penalty. 6:45 to go in the period. Coquitlam leads 1-0 and are currently shorthanded.
And so far, the Burrards doing an excellent job, not so much offensively on the power play, but defensively. They've caused Coquitlam to turn the ball over a couple of times, which of course has given their power play another chance.
Fridge the big heavy shot, saved by LA. Battle for the ball, Jake Lawson over for Callison, and that pass back for Lawson goes up out of play. With Coquitlam in possession and 27 seconds to kill in penalty time.
And that's the way it's been for the Burrards over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Callison, a great job to get that loose ball, hit by Much just as he released the pass, and it sails over Lawson's head and into the stands.
Now Downey holds on to the ball. He's got two Maple Ridge players on him. Gerardo and McLeod chase him down. 8 seconds only left in the penalty. Pass in front. Brunch can't get to it. Jimmy Hackle does. Loose ball is there. And finally, the Burrards chip it away to our near side here. Brunch is nailed to the floor, and he'll get the ball in his possession as a minor interference will go against Mark Gerardo.
Yeah, good call there by the veteran referee, Ray Durante, as Gerardo came in, gave Brunch a push. Hard to say from our vantage point whether it was a borderline call or not, but not a smart play by Gerardo because it looked like the Burrards were going to get possession.
5:40 left in this opening period, 1-0. Colby Rope, the goal scorers for Coquitlam. Sanderson holds onto the ball, makes a move, had some space to go. Quickly stopped by Hackle. Now he comes up top, looks for the gun, takes his shot, the save by Ryan Williams. Right into the stick of Jamie Hackle and moves it up for Gelsvig. Gelsvig moves it over for Lawson. Lawson on the left side. Goes one-on-one, dishes it off for Onger, can't pick it up. And the ball right into the stick of Elliott.
Man, that's a pass that's got to be caught by Russ Onger. Wide open, down to the crease, and that's really where he's fairly effective. He's just got to negotiate those passes. And once again, when you're in a slump, those are the passes that any other time are caught. Now they're being dropped.
Chris Bride with the ball. Tried to hit his brother, Jamie Bride. Takes a shot right on. Great effort by Jamie Bride to get that ball. It looked as though it was a little too far ahead, but he was able to catch it and let the shot go all in the same motion.
Yeah, good job by Bride. Good job by Hackle tying him up, but just got his stick free, got a bit of a lucky bounce, and got a pretty good shot. Forced Ryan Williams to make a good save.
Darren Fridge loses the ball. Coquitlam trying to battle back and get it. And Jamie Bride does get the ball. And he quickly moves it up for Colby Rope, our goal scorer in this 1-0 Adanac lead. Rope goes off for a breather, and on comes Brunt. Headmans the ball for Klein. Line number 41 dishes it to number 12. This is Brad Downey. Downey gets free, has time to shoot, holds onto it, goes behind the net. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And an errant pass will kill the remaining, 3 on the shot clock. And 4 minutes to go in this period. 1-0, Coquitlam leads. Quickly, Chris Gill now in control. He goes one-on-one against number 10. That's Darren Much. Coquitlam without Johnny Wilson, Rusty Kruger, Dan Stroop, as well as Colin Doyle. Regulars out of the lineup tonight. And now we have a penalty, I believe. It's going to be a boarding call, perhaps. There's no boards involved, so it couldn't have been boarding. And it'll be roughing.
Roughing penalty coming up to Klein. And you talk about those guys out of the Coquitlam lineup, and it's amazing the depth that this Adanac team is has got now. This team that Les Wingrove and his group have put together, when you look at their power play, for instance, they've still got a dangerous, dangerous power play without probably 4 guys, well, definitely 4 guys, Kruger, Wilson, Stroop, and Colin Doyle, that would all be regulars on anybody's power play in the league.
Right, the face-off goes into the stick of the Burrards and quickly battled hard by Santos. He gets the loose ball. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell takes a shot. Or a pass, actually. I thought he'd take the shot. He's up there in shots as far as guys on Coquitlam taking shots.
A great job by Santos to flip that ball up to Mitchell. And that's a situation, Terry, I think maybe you were perhaps reading Mitchell's mind. I think he should have shot there because he didn't really have a very good passing lane down to the opposite crease.
Killing some time is Russ Hurd in control. Dishes it off. Shot taken there. That was Bride. And now Sanderson in control. Josh Sanderson up for Rookie of the Year. There's a few candidates in the league. More than a few, probably more. You can probably count at least 6. And definitely Josh Sanderson, a candidate, as well as Kyle Goundry, who's in the Burrards lineup tonight. Colin Doyle is a scratch for Coquitlam. And here's a chance for Hurd. Good save by Ryan Williams. And there won't be a fresh shot clock because they're killing valuable penalty time. 55 seconds remains of the penalty and a 1-0 Adanac lead in our Molson X Lacrosse game of the week here in Maple Ridge. Sanderson now holds on to it. Looks like he was going to shoot off to his left. Stops, kills some more time. Gilsvig all over him. Russ Hurd sets the pick. Sanderson holds on to it. Nice pass across for Bride. 34 seconds left in the penalty. 2:10 left in this first period. This is one rule I'd like to see the WLA change. And it's great to see a team move the ball around short-handed like this to kill some time, but it would definitely speed up the game and give some opportunities if there was a 30-second shot clock in place while short-handed.
Yeah, that's one of those things you can debate all night, because I guess the argument against that, of course, is if there was a 30-second shot clock, in this case, for instance, the Burrards would just sag off, play a kind of a zone, let the Adanacs play catch for 30 seconds, and then get the ball back automatically without doing any work. So I guess this way, at least, if you're going to get the ball back, you've got to work for it. But in this case, the Adanacs, just a great job of penalty killing by everybody out there. Hurd, Sanderson in particular.
Chris Bright takes a shot off on both goalposts there. It stays out. Referee Ray Durante, Johnny on the spot, right on the goal line to see that. There's no way that went in. And an opportunity for Coquitlam to kill a penalty and get an offensive chance, and they almost cashed in.
And what a huge goal that would have been late in the period after doing a great job killing the penalty, then to get what would have been construed as a little bit of a lucky goal. But the Burrards got the break that time as the goalpost came to Ryan Williams' aid. And there's Williams there, probably thanking his lucky stars and his goalpost in that case, because he was cleanly beaten on that shot.
Jamie Bride, member of the South Fraser Stickmen, a call up for tonight's game, replacing some of the absent bodies here in Coquitlam's lineup. Mitchell within her last minute. We're 45 seconds left in this period, and there Jamie Bride gets away with almost a high stick. But Maple Ridge still in control. Up the floor, here's Hackle. Drives in front, loses the ball in the process. Now tries to dig it out of the right corner. Gets the ball, great job by Hackle there. We told he's got good stick skills for a tough guy. And now he dishes it off in front. That was Knopf up to Williams in front there for Goundry. Can't pick it up. Quickly comes Mitchell on a breakaway. He's got some speed. Kyle Goundry going to catch him onto the floor. Blatherwick, and Mitchell gets the shot away still. And Ryan Williams is saved.
And what a fabulous job by Kyle Goundry to get back and shut Blair Mitchell down and basically take that shot away, take the high percentage shot away. Goundry not noted for his speed, but just did a super job there getting back and shutting that breakaway down.
Austin takes a long shot, but it was with only 2 seconds left on the clock, and that's it for our first period of play. As you look at Dallas Elliott, head to his dressing room with his club up by 1 goal, on the goal by Colby Rowe. One of your favorite names in the game of lacrosse.
One of my favorite names, and what an excellent first period. Back and forth. 5-on-5 play wasn't all that wonderful, but all in all, some excellent opportunities by both teams. Certainly more by the Adanacs than by the Burrards. But I think the Burrards come out of this period holding their heads high and being in pretty good shape for period 2.
That goal came at 1:26. Colby Rope is 10th from Jamie Bride. And that gives Bride his first point in the WLA. And it gives a chance for Kevin Cady to talk to the coach.
Well, thanks a lot, Terry. I'm joined by head coach and general manager Les Wingrove of the Adanacs. Coach, your thoughts on the first period?
Well, I think we had a good first period. We're playing a little short-handed here tonight. We've got a couple of guys away, the national team, a couple of injuries, a couple of guys away, and I think the rest of the guys are rallying real well. And I was quite pleased with the first period. Had a terrific penalty kill there for a while, and so hopefully we can build on it from here.
Okay, and one other quick question. I know you want to get back there. A couple of guys called up for this game. How are you liking them so far?
Oh, yeah, they've got a couple of junior call-ups up there. You know, those kids, they play their hearts out when they come out. They're just, you know, they're real happy to get a shot to play in the WLA, and they're good ball players, and they're holding their own out there real well.
Okay, good luck in the second and third, Coach.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, we'll be back. Lots more for you right after this.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da.
If guys had their way,
Mini skirts, the current thing,
advertising really would be subliminal.
It goes on.
For a beer that's brewed the way beer should be, X says it all.
We love to watch TV. So when I heard all this stuff about how satellite TV is better than cable, I thought, great. Not so great. For instance, additional outlets. With cable TV, they don't cost much at all. With satellite TV and a separate receiver for each set, that could cost a bundle. And get this, we're responsible for service and installation. Our cable company has been providing guaranteed service for years. Satellite TV? No thanks. We'll keep our cable.
Cable TV, the best value in home entertainment.
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, a Trans-Canada Trail. Right now, from coast to coast to coast, Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
When the rain hits the road hits back. That's why you need the Rain Warriors from Bridgestone. Tires with the unique tread that cuts through water and pumps it away to beat the road. The Rain Warriors from Bridgestone. F1 thinking to outsmart the road.
Available at Cal Tire. Be sure to ask about our easy payment plan and free extra warranty protection.
And welcome back to the Molson Export Lacrosse Game of the Week. There's the score after one. The Adanacs on top of the Burrards, 1-0. Now, Dallas Elliott is in the nets tonight for Coquitlam, and he has been manning the nets here in the WLA for 14 seasons. Over that time, he has been the most valuable goaltender of the league 3 times. He has been the MVP in the playoffs 3 times, and he has been named to 8 All-Star teams, more than any other active player. So when it comes to protecting the mesh, Dallas Elliott is definitely one of BC's best.
Yeah, I know growing up, some coaches would tell me to watch the man and line up in the goal to where the man is standing, but I've always played the ball. I'll watch the ball and try to ignore everything else, concentrate on the ball and react to it. And I mean, that's where the shot is coming from, the stick, not from the man. So that extra foot or two standing in the goal makes a big difference.
Speed going to the outside, works his way in front, getting runs up, right on, good save by Elliott, what an opportunity.
Oh, sure, I don't have a problem with the size of the crease. I just have a problem with the guys diving through it. If the officials would be a little more consistent with their crease calls, then it wouldn't be a problem. But some games, players are laying on top of the goalie and the ball goes in the net and they count it.
So you think it's necessary for you to defend that area?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if someone's going to dive to the crease, make contact with me and score, then if I have to take a 2-minute penalty to try and discourage that action, then I'll do so. To make the game higher scoring, more entertaining, make the goalies use a feel across stick. And the feel across stick, the heads are smaller, and they're lighter, and that way you won't get guys that are all padded up and just have this big wooden stick and this to stand there like a bump. You have to react and try and stop the ball. I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to see wider nets. And I mean, the last thing I want is a higher goals against average, but if it makes the game more entertaining like it is in the U.S., you know, their highest scoring games, I can sleep through a game here and let in maybe 10 or 12 goals, and if you sleep through a game in the U.S., it's over 20. I've had a few games like that over the years, but you try not to. You have to be prepared.
Carried him through the crease. As soon as he picked the ball up, Hardine takes a shot.
Watch other goalies and learn from them. I know some people are critical of other goalies, but you can learn from everyone, really. And growing up, I used to watch Dave Evans. He was my idol growing up, and when I got up into the junior ranks, I used to enjoy watching Dwight Metke. And you can learn from everyone, and always try to be the best that you can be. Don't compare yourself to anyone else.
And there you see Dallas Elliott in his 14th season. He's played in 5 games this year, and his goal average is 8.7, shot average 78%. He's faced 12 shots today, and he hasn't let any in. We'll be back with lots more lacrosse right after this.
When you go online using telephone access, there's secret codes, secret passwords, and if you do get all that stuff right, you get this. With the internet on cable, you're connected 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No logging on, no annoying noises, no secrets, no nothing. Just point and click. It's easy. Try it with me. Click on, click off. On, off. See?
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, a Trans-Canada Trail. Right now, from coast to coast to coast, Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-di-da-di-da.
If guys had their way,
Mini skirts, the current thing,
advertising really would be subliminal.
It goes on.
For a beer that's brewed the way beer should be, X says it all.
Pump up your game with Pocket Pump. The patented air release valve makes it perfect for football, basketball, soccer, volleyball, even at the gym or pool. No more broken needles. It goes anywhere, and you can get it personalized. Pocket Pump, just $14.95. Ask about new Pocket Gauge. Call 1-877-280-PUMP. Not available in stores. Order 3 and pay shipping for 1. Ask about special team orders. Call 1-877-280-PUMP. Get your hands on a Pocket Pump.
Welcome back to Planet Ice in Maple Ridge. There's the score. The Adanacs on top of the Burrards, 1-0. Let's check in with Dave and Terry now for their summary of the first and their call of the second period.
Thank you, Kevin. Just the one goal to speak of in that first period, coming at 1:26 in that opening period, and not much to talk about in the Vancouver Television first period scoring summary.
Yeah, the shots on goal very close as we expected, 13-11 in favor of the Adanacs. Face-offs, even. And the penalty minutes, the Adanacs taking the only 2 penalties of the game, giving the Burrards the 2 power plays, and they were zipped for 2.
There you look at our referee, Mike Everick, all set to start this second period of play. Maple Ridge will now go left to right on your screen. Coquitlam with that 1-0 lead. Guess which way they go, Dave?
Let's see, front to back, upside down.
It'll be Shaden Santos against Kyle Goundry. Or check that, Keith Callison. To face off. I mentioned Colby Rope is 10th of the year. And that one assisted by Jamie Bride in the lineup for the Adanacs tonight, replacing some players missing in action. They added to the list Scott Whitley, to the list already that we'd mentioned that first period. Rusty Kruger, Colin Doyle, Dan Stroop, as well, Daryl Singbill. Here's Jelsvik, takes a shot. Great save there by Eliak. I think he got a piece of that. And right to this second period of play is brought to you by CKNW 98, and CKNW is BC's sports leader.
And that augurs well for the Burrards, getting a real nice start like that. Unfortunately for them, Jelsvik couldn't put that shot away. Now, we talk about Keith Callison taking that opening face-off, and something we haven't mentioned with Kenny Thomas out of the lineup, of course, with that groin injury, far and away their #1 face-off man, and they're certainly going to miss him, although 2 and 2 in face-offs in that first period.
So Dallas Eliak again coming up big to hold his team with that lead. Kyle Goundry, some good speed, battles for a loose ball. He's got 2 Adanacs all over him. Nifley just goes the other way. Gets past A.J. Smith and Blair Mitchell. Now Chris Kanopoulos holds onto the ball, looks for someone to pass to, now dishes it off for Darryl Phipps. Phipps goes past Mitchell, holds onto it. Shot there by Hackle. Goes off the target with 9 on the shot clock and all the way back for Ryan Williams. Williams with a 71% save average. A former junior Adanac, drafted in the 6th round. And now Coquitlam gets possession. 1 minute and 18 seconds in. Our Molson X Lacrosse Game of the Week here at Cam Neely's Planet Ice. Here's an opportunity in front there by Chris Bride, and it goes right into the stick of Ryan Williams. I call it Cam Neely's Planet Ice because I've never been officially told that it's Cam Neely's Planet Ice, but I have read a couple of articles. It depends what you read. Some things just say Maple Ridge is Planet Ice, but I have read a few articles that are saying that it's Cam Neely. So I think there's someone out there that can tell us that it's actually been named after Cam Neely. Their old arena, which is downtown on Dewdney Trunk Road in Maple Ridge, is called Cam Neely Arena.
I don't know if one guy needs 2 arenas in town, but certainly if it's not Cam Neely Arena, you can certainly afford to pay for it.
2 minutes, 7 seconds played in this second period. So there's 2 rinks at this complex here. I'm told that this one is called Cam Neely, and the other one's called Rink 2. So Bendig attempts a shot. Russ Onger there for the rebound. Good job to pick up that ball with 15 on the shot clock, and Onger dishes it all the way back for Rod McLeod. McLeod holds it, takes a shot. Did the goaltender get a piece of it? No, they say not, but Blair Mitchell does get it, and a new 30 for Coquitlam. Crunch on his right, Mitchell takes it, he'll take the shot, and it goes all over the net, and hits a girder, and gets a Maple Ridge possession call.
Well, this is the Cam Neely rink, and the other one's Rink 2. Who is this guy 2 that the other rink's named after?
You're always thinking, Dave. It's a lonely world being a goaltender, I can understand.
I was going to say, it's amazing how well Eliak plays for a guy that's so hard up for somebody to idolize, isn't it?
You're living up to that old saying, Dave. A goaltender is a strange breed. It takes a strange man to be a goaltender. Stand there and get peppered at all day long. Whether it's hockey or lacrosse, doesn't matter. But in baseball, I guess it would be the pitcher. That would be the strange one.
My philosophy always was it beats running, and it beats having somebody whack you over the head with a stick. Not by much, mind you.
3 minutes, 15 seconds played in the second period. Still the only goal by Colby Rope in the opening minute and a half of that first period. Coquitlam with the 1-0 lead. Maple Ridge gets possession. Now here's Ryan Williams starting out with a fresh 30 for the Burrards. Onto the floor, Kyle Goundry. Goundry, some heavy steam there, and he'll get called. Number 40 to the floor was Justin Maisley. He had both his feet planted, so Goundry gets called with a minor interference.
And I don't know about that call. I mean, Goundry had possession of the ball. He came in, pushed off with his free arm. Nothing illegal about that. I've seen that call before, and I've always kind of questioned that call.
Josh Sanderson goes to the outside, dives in front of the net, and he makes contact with the goaltender in the crease, and that'll be a crease violation, and Maple Ridge will get the ball.
And I wonder if that same contact had been made down at the other end with Dallas Eliak, and that's what the reaction would be. You know, Sanderson or the player to be named later would be walking off holding one of his legs under his arm, I think.
Delayed penalty coming up. Action in front of the net. I'm not sure Jason Walder was there. But here's Russ Onger in control of the extra attacker on the floor. Shot taken by Bendig and a save by Eliak. He comes across and takes that one away from Bendig. but a holding penalty coming up against the captain, Pat Coyle.
Yeah, not unusual for Pat Coyle to be taking a holding penalty because he's certainly one of the more physical guys in the league. But very often when you get play in front of the net, you get guys moving around, setting picks and so forth. It's almost an inadvertent hold. You try and reach out and make contact with somebody, you get wrapped up in them, and you're pretty much stuck. We'll get a look at it right here. And it didn't look too inadvertent to me as he pretty much hauled the Burrard player down. And I guess that explains why he wasn't complaining too much as he went off the floor.
Tell me, Dave, was Pat Coyle pumped up for that last game against the Shamrocks or what?
Oh, he's beyond pumped up.
4 minutes, 11 seconds, the time of the penalty. And a power play opportunity, the third of the night for Maple Ridge. They're 0 for 2, obviously, with the score being 1-0 Coquitlam. Behind the net.
You talk about Pat Coyle being pumped up. I think maybe that was one of the problems the Adanacs had in that 14-6 defeat, is they were all maybe a little bit too pumped up. Now, we heard Nermal Doan say between periods when he spoke with Kevin, that's just another game. Well, if you believe that, I got some swampland in Florida you might want to buy. But still, I think that was perhaps Victoria's approach to be a little more laid back, and it did hurt the Adanacs in their focus.
Kyle Goundry dishes it off for Fridge. Goundry gets the ball back for Fridge, the big shot. And Ellick again the save. And Ellick is doing wonders like the other night against Victoria, where their hot goaltender kept them in the game and eventually won the game. And that was, of course, Devin Dalit, who won that game, not single-handedly, because the Gates were both in the game. And you look at Les Wingrove from the Adanacs, trying to kill some time. 1 minute left in the penalty. They lead 1-0. Jake Lawson, he gets the ball, now Fridge. Fridge up top, over to the right for Gill, for Fridge, and tight there for Goundry, across for Lawson, quickly for Callison, over to Gill, in for Goundry again, tries to go between the legs, and Ellick was able to get the stick down. There was room there, and Goundry saw it and went for it, but Ellick wins that battle.
Yeah, some great ball movement by the Adanacs, but against Elliott, he's so quick. The closer you are to the goal, sometimes the lower percentage shot you have. Probably 20/20 hindsight would have been better for Chris Gill to take that shot from out where he had to move to the shooter's position.
And Josh Sanderson had the gift given to him, and he missed on the target. And Coquitlam still killing some penalty time. That's Bride. Check that Brad Downey in the corner. 2 Burrards all over him, and that they should. Being with the power play, just 8 seconds left in the penalty, and now Hackle goes down with Downey on the bottom.
And the Burrards are just a little bit too aggressive. Did a great job initially, but of course the ball had popped loose. And once again, sometimes you don't know the ball's popped loose. And you're taught to continue playing defense, and unfortunately it cost an interference call there and a chance for the Adanacs to try and knock down some more penalty time.
So Coquitlam in possession. On the right side is Chris Bride, joined by Kevin Linton, as well as brother Jamie Bride is on the floor. Brad Downey as well. Blair Mitchell brings up the rest of the offensive core. Ball sent for the front, and it misses everybody with 10 on the shot clock, and Blair Mitchell back with it. Here come the Adanacs one more time with 6 on the shot clock. Mitchell sees parted there, takes a shot off the goalpost, and the ball lands in front of the net. They battle for the loose ball, and now Craig Jelsvig gets it. Jelsvig quickly up. That's Lawson. Lawson for Brian Bendig. Attended the University of Hartford last year. Drafted 2 years ago. Now Russ Unger into the right corner behind the net. 7 minutes played in the second period. 1-0, the only goal by Colby Rowe. As we have a crease violation against Rat McLeod, and Coquitlam with possession.
And the Burrards had a great opportunity with Jelsvig dished the ball up to Jake Lawson, and Lawson just stood there instead of taking that ball down to the crease and forcing the Coquitlam defense to make a decision. And it really put an end to the whole offensive thrust there by not taking that ball deep.
Jason Walder with the ball. Walder, who led the team in scoring 2 seasons ago. Or was it last year? I'm thinking it was last year. Quickly back the other way. Here comes Lawson. Puts on the brakes. Ran into an Adanac, and now here's McLeod. 7 minutes, 45 seconds played in the second period. Our Molson X Lacrosse Game of the Week coming at you from Cam Neely's Planet Ice here in Maple Ridge. Kids scurrying for a loose ball that goes out of play. The Adanacs lead this game 1-0 as you look at Dallas Elliott. fire the ball up to Colby Rowe.
You know, we talked about how well the juniors had fit in for the Adanacs, and Justin Maisley there just did an excellent job one-on-one against Jake Lawson. Super defensive job by Maisley.
Sanderson again with an opportunity in front, goes into the stick of Hurd. In front for Sanderson, hit him in the chest, couldn't pick it up. Now Pat Coyle. Coyle in the right corner. In front for Sanderson, Bedell's there for the rebound. 6 on the shot clock. Out in front of the net for Coyle, scores! Pat Coyle gets the goal, and Pat Coyle makes it 2-0, taking a nice pass from Bedell as the shot clock ticked down.
Yeah, and the key there is Trevor Bedell getting that loose ball, taking it a little bit deep, and then Coyle just coming in and once again not boxing. We didn't see Bedell get the loose ball, but a nice job. Takes the ball deep, and Coyle, you see him wide open through the middle. Not too wide open, but pretty wide open through the middle. Fridge just got a bit of a chop, and a nice quick release by Pat Coyle. You know, Pat Coyle, not noted as an offensive player, but you get him in that position with a quick release. He's got good enough stick skills that he's going to score in those opportunities.
His 4th goal of the season for Coyle from Bedell at 8:23. And Hurd picks up his unofficially 2nd assist of the night. But I'm not sure if he credited him with an assist on the first goal of the game that he deserved one, but I guess we should say officially 1 assist tonight for Hurd. Here's Kyle Goundry now trying to get that deficit to 1. They trail 2-0. Goundry in front of the net, just shoots it wide of the target. 2 on the shot clock. He'll have to hurry. Lets it rip. It goes wide. And now it'll be Coquitlam ball.
Well, I guess things all even out in the wash because Hurd probably deserved an assist on the first goal. And I'm not exactly sure what he did to get an assist on the second goal because Bedell came in, did a nice job getting the loose ball. It was, I guess, Hurd's shot on the loose that created the loose ball. So those things tend to even out.
Here's Klein. Klein gets around Curtis Gulliford, goes for the front of the net, barges his way into the crease and gets called for the crease violation. And Maple Ridge will get that offense in possession again. Jelsvig takes a pass, loses control. Jelsvig still battles for it, trying to put it ahead for Bendick. And it goes the other way, and a breakaway chance for Klein. Klein one-on-one on Williams and takes the shot. And it hits Williams in the head and goes right back into the stick of the Burrards. Here's Jake Lawson. Lawson gets checked from behind, pushed ahead there by Maisley. And Justin Maisley quickly puts it up for Brad Downey. Sanderson's off to the right. Sanderson can't get it because the stick of DJ Sir tipped that one wide.
And what a great job, first of all, by Justin Maisley to get the ball up floor. What a super job by Sear to shut down that passing lane and not allow that pass to get through to Sanderson.
Hard kick along the end boards there by A.J. Smith on Blatherwick. And now Coquitlam back the other way. This is Jason Walder. Walder busts for the front of the net, tries a backhander, and it hits Fridge, and Fridge gets control for the Burrards. 10 minutes and 10 seconds played now in this second period. A 2-0 Coquitlam Adanac lead.
And Darren Fridge thanking his lucky stars that shot went astray because Walder just blew by him like he was a pylon.
Ken Applet comes out of the corner, takes a shot, misses with that one, gets the rebound off the end boards in front of the net. Hail Mary pass there, goes right into the stick of Elliott. Now Trevor Bedell, 10 minutes, 35 seconds later. Molson X Lacrosse Game of the Week sees the Adanacs, who lead the league in the WLA standings with a record of 16-4. And also sees them with a 2-0 lead. Mitchell hits rope. He's got 1 goal tonight in that opening period. And back after it is Jamie Bride with 4 on the shot clock. He'll attempt a long one. Right now he just pulls a veteran play off and puts it all the way in Maple Ridge territory, but someone's being called with minor interference. That'll be Maple Ridge control, or Coquitlam control.
Yeah, real smart play by Jamie Bride, just dumping that ball in the corner. A much smarter play than throwing it at the goal. That way, if it goes in the corner, you got a bit of a chance of maybe getting a shot off it. The worst thing that happens, the other team gets the ball deep in the corner, and you got lots of time to get back on defense.
Brunch takes a stick high, still gets control. Phipps was on him, checking him. Near side, goes up top now for Klein, in front of there for Jamie Bride. And check that Brad Downey, number 12. And now the ball behind the net. The old eyes, Dave, they're not as good as yours, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing my new $650 rocket scientist glasses, so in theory, at least, I can see past my nose now. If nothing else, I can see to write the check.
I didn't know they could cut through the bottoms of plastic Coke bottles.
Yeah, that's what they got. For me, that's what a light lens is, a plastic bottle instead of a glass bottle. Just as thick, though.
Bendick takes a shot well wide of the target. 8 minutes and 5 seconds left. And a new shot clock for Coquitlam.
You know, something we haven't commented on, and I guess it's a good sign that we haven't, is referees Mike Everett and Ray Durant have just done a great job tonight. The game has flowed. They've called the things that have had to have been called, haven't called the cheap stuff. Done a super job, both fellas.
Russ Hurd, sorry.
I was going to say, now watch a brawl break loose or something.
Russ Hurd backs his way for the front of the net. Drives his net, and it's going to count. I thought it was a crease violation. Ryan Williams wants to count, wants to call in his favor, but Russ Hurd's got the third goal for the Adanacs.
Yeah, that was close, very, very close. And if he was in the crease, perhaps the argument was that he was pushed into the crease just as he released the ball. But man, that was awful. Let's have a look at it here. McLeod doing a pretty good job, and certainly a size mismatch. Not in the crease. No, I don't think so. That's a good call by Ray Durante, an excellent call by Durante. As I said, his foot was in the air as he released the ball, came down in the crease.
And we're going to take a break with Coquitlam out in front, 3-0.
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, a Trans-Canada Trail. Right now, from coast to coast to coast, Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
The City of Vancouver and the Vancouver School Board have joined the Rogers Group of companies to launch a groundbreaking public-private telecommunications partnership, Vancouver Interactive. Vancouver Interactive will connect all Vancouver schools and school administration to each other and the Internet. Through a high-speed network, teachers and students will use the Internet as a powerful learning and teaching tool. Vancouver Interactive, the next generation connectivity between government, citizens, and students.
What do you get when you put a Wendy's quarter-pound single served hot off the grill so it's hot and juicy with Biggie fries and a 20-ounce drink, all for just $3.99?
You get one great lunch.
Wendy's $3.99 Classic Single Combo. Come and get it.
Did you know Rogers Community Television Production Mobiles cover...
Play just underway with 12 minutes and 30 seconds played. The goal by Hurd, giving Coquitlam the 3-0 lead, his 25th of the year, adding to his league-leading total of 74 points. And now 76 points for Russ Hurd. Coming over from the Burnaby Lakers via the North Shore Indians. And a big trade that saw Dan Stroop land here as well. Chance in front of the net there as the shot clock runs down to 0, and now Maple Ridge in control. Trailing 3-0, they trailed 1-0 after 1, and 2 goals in the second period by Coquitlam. Roped, Coyle, and Hurd the goal scorers.
Can you imagine how different the standings might look if Russ Hurd was still in a North Shore uniform? Everybody thinks of him coming from Burnaby, but you know, North Shore actually had him last year, and then because they failed to complete the trade in time, the monetary side of the trade ended up losing his possession, and boy, are the Adanacs glad they did.
Maple Ridge continued to struggle offensively, and that time the ball goes loose. All the way back, here's a great opportunity here for Chris Bride. Bride's got a man open on the right, that's Mitchell. He can't control the pass. And Kyle Goundry, off your screen, gives Bride a ride after he gives that pass away. And I believe there's going to be a penalty to Goundry.
Yeah, Goundry got the stick up high on Chris Bride. And Ryan Williams, we've got to keep an eye on him because he was noted in juniors having a bit of a short temper. And it'll be interesting to see if there's the penalty there. Yeah, a little bit high is right. Be interesting to see if that disputed goal, not disputed goal, but controversial goal, I suppose, by Russ Hurd affects his concentration, because just before that penalty occurred, he flipped a backhand pass and took a pretty good shot at Blake. Here it is, there's the back pass. Now watch that shot. Crack, one there, and there's another one just for good measure. And that's the kind of thing that indicates that maybe his concentration isn't where it should be. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that.
He didn't get caught, so he must have did something right, huh?
Yeah. Goaltenders are pretty decent guys. What the heck? They shouldn't be called for stuff like that. At least they used to be.
I'm gonna get sick. Rope off for Brunch. Brunch up top to Rope. They move the ball around on this power play. Their first of the night. Maple Ridge has been shorthanded, or I should say Coquitlam been shorthanded as we have a play stoppage. As Elliott has the ball, but the goaltender Ryan Williams is down on his knees at the other end. Yeah, I think he took that ball in the rib area. Something got through and has winded Williams, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he took that shot either on the side of the pads where there is no protection, that the pads kind of end and the body begins, and that's where you don't want to get hit. Interesting to see they're using, there's a good look at Al Luthwaite, Maple Ridge Burrards coach. Boy, he's got to be a frustrated guy. Just a look on his face right there. 0-6. They played well tonight, but just haven't got the bounces. And I know that sounds cornball and cliche and everything else, but they've so many times just things that normally would have gone well for them just haven't.
So wait, Ryan Williams to get it up. It's 3-0 Coquitlam.
Vancouver 2020 is an innovative and dynamic new web environment created by students at Vancouver's Point Grey Secondary Mini School. The website combines multimedia content with cutting-edge web technologies provided through Rogers at Home. In Vancouver 2020, students explore the past, present, and future of their own neighborhoods. Through Rogers Cable Systems, the Vancouver 2020 team is helping to prepare today's students for tomorrow's technology.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da.
If guys had their way,
Mini skirts, the current thing.
advertising really would be subliminal.
It goes on.
For a beer that's brewed the way beer should be, X says it all.
Of goaltender injuries in our last couple of broadcasts. We saw Dallas Elliott go down with an eye injury last game. Now Ryan Williams is going to shake off this one. I'll try to see anything right here. Here comes a shot, and it gets him up high, and he goes down, not right away, but after the ball was cleared down the floor. And he went down. So Coquitlam in possession.
Looks like I got him high on the left side, but there's an area there at the top of the chest pad where the chest pad and the shoulder pad kind of join. And if it isn't snug against the body, you can get a shot up in there, and there isn't an awful lot of body protection in there. I mean, there's some of us have plenty of body fat up there, but real athletes don't, and that can really be painful.
Oh, come on, Dave. I don't have any body fat up there. Brunch into Sanderson on this power play. Here's Colby Rope up top waiting for it. Brunch gets the ball, takes his shot, and the goaltender turns it aside. Sanderson joining on the spot to get a new 30 for Coquitlam with 1:10 left in the penalty. Rope over for Hurd, takes a shot. Good save there. The shot appeared to look it was going to miss, however. But now Coquitlam again sets up with a new 30. Here's Brunch in for Sanderson. Last game we saw him up top on this power play, but Sanderson has since moved in. It wasn't up top, was it actually in the right shooter position?
It's kind of surprising, to me at least, to see Colby Rope up at the top of the power play. He's done very well, but I thought perhaps Jason Walder would take that spot with Wilson out and Stroop and so forth.
Russ Hurd, Johnny on the spot, does a good job to get a loose ball over for Sanderson, scores! Josh Sanderson takes a great pass from Russ Hurd, and Coquitlam cashes in on their first power play. You don't want to give them too many chances, because they can score.
And what a great job by Russ Hurd. Not known for his dancing feet, but just did a super job to elude the there it is right there. Great job to elude the onrushing defender. Fakes the shot. Perfect pass down to Sanderson. Bang, it's in the net.
15 minutes and 5 seconds, the time of the goal, the power play marker. Their first of the night, their first opportunity, and they cash in. I was telling you earlier about Maple Ridge's power play. They're 0 for 3.
By number 19, Josh Sanderson. The assist to number 99, Russ Hurd. And to number 44, Colby Rope.
Colby Rope picks up the second assist at 15:05. He missed the pass, and that's when Hurd rushed back to get it. So you miss a pass, you're on the same line as Russ Hurd, and you get a point out of the deal. You gotta like that. DJ Sear. Now for the Burrards, who trail 4-0. It's it off. Here's Brian Bendig. Bendig with 8 on the shot clock. Maple Ridge really got nothing to work with out here on the power or on the even up opportunity.
No, we said before the game that their transition game has got to be right on top of itself, because if they're going to play 5-on-5 against Coquitlam plays so well defensively that they're going to be in desperate straits, and that's what we've seen tonight. You know, 0 for almost 2 periods, and really not even any decent opportunities against Eliak in this period.
Saw Williams make a save off of Kevin Linton, and appeared to reach behind him to save that one from crossing the line, and here comes Maple Ridge. Cowison. Control the ball off to the right here for Bardai, or check that Gill. Here's Chris Gill, takes a shot. Bardai looks for a loose ball, can't pick it up off the boards. Now Downey goes a long way for Klein, can't pick up the pass, as Downey tried to hit Klein, breaking away.
Tough break there for Bob Klein, because a nice pass from Downey, just a little bit ahead of Klein.
Greg Jelsvik goes off for a breather. Chris Knoplip in for Jamie Hackle. Hackle, first rounder in 2001 to Burnaby. Saw him come here. And there's an opportunity to save by Elliott. A.J. Smith pushes Darryl Phipps. And there you have a look at Rob Williams as Maple Ridge retreats the defense. Maisley in the left corner. Now Brad Downey. Downey stops. Looks as though he was going to find someone to pass. Does dish it off in front of there for Maisley. Great opportunity for the rookie there.
Yeah, good poise shown by Maisley to avoid the crease. And you talk about that Hackle trade. I'm very, very surprised that Maple Ridge would give up a first-round pick for Jamie Hackle. Not because he's an inferior player or anything, but really, we've never seen him play healthy. And I'm surprised that that Burnaby got the first-round pick.
Sanderson right in. Good save by Ryan Williams. Sanderson set up there by Jason Walder. And now a minor interference call against Coquitlam gives possession to Maple Ridge.
And Williams coming up big there, so obviously his focus is back if it was out of kilter a bit.
Penalty coming up to Casey Zapp as he hit Lawson. And the extra attacker on the floor for Maple Ridge. They'll get their 4th power play opportunity with 2:05 to go in this period. To the right for Chris Gill, can't control it. And it appears that the players in that right corner are having trouble with the lighting, and here can't pick up that pass across. That time the veteran Gill had trouble with it, but his team will go on the power play, trailing 4-0.
And here's the situation, Jerry, where the Burrards virtually have to score in this power play. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the second period. They're down 4-zip. The Adanacs are playing excellent defense. Elliott's been very solid when he's had to be in the nets, although he hasn't really been tested that much. It's almost essential for them to score in this power play. If the Adanacs kill it again, what little bit of morale is left in the Burrards line, it's just going to go kaput.
Off the face-off, the ball dug out by E.J. Sear, who sends it all the way back for Ryan Williams, so the power play unit can get on the floor. Williams will have to get it past Klein, though, and Coquitlam gets possession off that ditch by DJ Sear, and the goaltender loses it. And now Curtis Gulliford comes up with a loose ball and gets himself into traffic right away as Bob Klein again hungry to kill some penalty time.
Well, I don't know if he was waiting for a written invitation to pass that ball off or what the heck he was doing, but once again, when you're in a slump, you hesitate, the confidence level is down, and it just builds and builds and builds.
And we have a play stoppage. Coquitlam was wrapping their sticks on the boards. They wanted a play stoppage. Chris Gill comes over to talk to Mike Everett here about this situation. And was it a too many men on the floor?
Okay. Well, I think what it was the 30-second clock, because I looked up there and there was only 29 seconds left on the clock, and Gulliford had to have held the ball for 5 or 6 seconds by himself there, like he was waiting for somebody to give him a call and to pass the ball off.
So now it's reset to 30. Now they're going to wind it down. With 1:18 to go in the second period. Power play unit on the floor. Here's Coquitlam's Gill to Goundry for Cowison. Picks that pass up. They move it around. Fridge has trouble with it. Dishes it over Gowndry, gets hurried. Still with the ball, 10 on the shot clock, inside to the right corner for Gill. In front for Darren Gowndry. Or Darren Fridge, check that. Gowndry being the goaltender. And shot right on. Elliott makes his save. New 30 there for Maple Ridge. 55 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Darren Fridge. Fridge in for Gill. For Kyle Gowndry. He takes his shot. Yeah, that's an easy shot for Elliott. And don't tell me Dallas Elliott is hurt now.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that, trust me, they hurt. We won't elaborate any more on that as to where he got that, but...
I'm not going to say he got it in the groin, because we all know where he got that, and he's injured. He got that in the midsection, so hopefully we'll see Dallas Elliott bounce back up. Doug Zach, who is actually third in minutes played in the WLA. Doug Zach, the backup goaltender for the Coquitlam Adanacs. And we saw him get into action in our last game, and there's our comparison of the two squads' goaltenders.
Yeah, and you see both Williams and Gowndry under 80%, which is pretty unusual for the league these days. And Zach right at 80%, and Stidolf, of course, only played bits and pieces of a couple of games as a backup for Zach when Elliott was not in the lineup with that shoulder injury. But Elliott's percentage gradually coming up, and I'm sure you're going to see him bump around that 80-81% mark by the time the season ends in a couple of weeks.
Who would have thought? And at this point of the season, Doug Zach would be the third busiest netminder. And there's Doug. And has played well for Coquitlam this year.
He has, and he's shaved that mustache off that he's had for a couple of years, a couple of decades. Looks much younger. Looks much younger than his. I'm going to make him feel good and say 32 years, but he only wishes. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, he's wearing his age on his jersey, number 39.
And there's Elliott on your screen. There's the rankings. Now Coquitlam with that loss last week drops to the number 2 position with Brooklyn, the Redmen moving up. And Victoria, they hang in there in third.
And it's interesting, that OLA race is pretty exciting. You got Brampton, Akwesasne, Brooklyn all in the race there. And Six Nations not out of it at 7-7, and Peterborough at 7-5. So for the first time in probably, a decade, I would think, you've got an excellent 4 or 5 team race in the OLA. So that's going to be exciting for fans in Ontario.
Okay, Elliott is back up on his feet. Coquitlam gets possession. There's 36 seconds remaining in the penalty. Here's Josh Sanderson, who does a great job killing penalties. Holds onto the ball, loses control of it this time, though. And Ray Durante has made a call against the Burrards. I'm not sure against who, but minor interference is the call. And it'll be Coquitlam ball. There's a period time, 26 seconds remains, 28 in the penalty. In a 4-0 lead in our Molson X Lacrosse game of the week. DJ Sear's going to quickly move it up there. Oh, and Jelsvik can't pick it up. Otherwise, he was off to the races. Russ Hurd with those big, long legs. He had a chance to catch him, but Jelsvik didn't pick the ball up. Coyle puts his arms around the Burrards. Fans want a penalty there. That was just vintage Coyle, though, to take down Jelsvik.
With only 3 seconds left in the period, the Adanacs are going to kill another penalty. They'll have 2 seconds left when the third period begins, but that'll be gone by the time the face-off's over. And I'll tell you, that was a very vital power play for the Burrards. They did absolutely nothing with it. Elliott was forced to make maybe one decent save, and boy, you got to do better than that.
Al Luthwaite is having words off your screen with Bob Klein. Klein's have nothing to do with that. But the Maple Ridge Burrards find themselves down by 4 goals, down by 1 after 1, and now 3 goals in the second period have the Adanacs out in front by a score of 4-0. Rope, Coyle, Hurd, and Sanderson, the goal scorers, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Terry, and I'm joined by Lee Clerkson, assistant coach with Maple Ridge. First of all, your thoughts on the first 2 periods?
Well, we played much better defensively. The last few games, we've been out of the game. We got the physical players that can play the game, but mentally we've been a little off. Tonight, we've been really good so far. Just got to get a couple balls in the net.
Well, you trail by 4. One thing that could help evaporate that lead is a good power play. It's 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 tonight. Is there something wrong with it that you can see?
No, they're just getting a little tired, I think. Friggy just got back from Australia, so they just got to get back in the rhythm. But I'm pretty confident that'll be all right. It's just the 5-on-5, I think. If we can get a goal quick, we have no problem. We got the guys that can score again in this game.
Okay, good luck in the third, Lee.
Thanks.
Okay, don't go away. We got lots more lacrosse for you right after this.
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, a Trans-Canada Trail, right now, from coast to coast to coast. Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
And welcome back to Maple Ridge Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by Molson Export. There's the score. The Adanacs in control of the Burrards, 4-0. And nobody wants to wish illness or injury on another player, but sometimes it works out in your advantage. I'm joined by one of the call-ups for the Adanacs, Jamie Bride of the South Fraser Stickman. First of all, Jamie, your thoughts on your first game in the WLA?
Well, I got the call last night. My brother came in, and my brother was the one that told me that after last night's game against New West, came by and said that I'm playing, and I just thought it was an honor to put on the Adanacs jersey, being the #1 ranked team in the nation right now.
And tell us a little bit about the competition on the floor. It's got to be a bit of a big jump from junior.
It's a lot quicker, a lot rougher. They let a lot more go. It's good. It's a good game.
I can see that you're pumped up. You're moving around. It's hard to keep the feet still. It's 4-0 for you guys. Tell us a little bit about the guys in the locker room. What did the coach tell you, and what did they tell you they wanted you to do today?
Well, the mood in the room is pretty much pretty calm. Everybody's pretty calm. It's a pretty confident team coming in, and I've noticed everybody knows what to do, and there's not a hell of a lot of talk. There's not a lot of need for it. I mean, so far I think Dallas is the story. I mean, great goaltender. He's stopping the ball, and that, so far that's one of the keys.
Okay, well, we'll want to wish you the best of luck in the third.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay, don't go away. We got lots more world-class lacrosse for you coming up.
Here they are. Holly, what would we do for lunch?
First, we'd start with strawberries and cream.
Yes.
We'd fly my private plane to Paris.
Fabulous.
And have foie gras overlooking the Seine.
Elizabeth.
I thought we'd go to Wendy's for a couple of $3.99 single combos, go back to your place, and watch the game.
Wendy's $3.99 classic single combo when you're hungry.
And welcome back to the Molson Export Lacrosse Game of the Week. There's the score. The Adanacs in charge, 4-0. Let's join Dave and Terry now for their summary of the second and their call of the third.
Thank you, Kevin. And we'll get right into our CK and W98 scoring summary in that period, Dave. 3 goals to speak of for Coquitlam.
Yeah, 3 goals for Coquitlam, Coyle, Hurd, and Sanderson. And the shots on goal in that period, 17 for the Adanacs and only 7 for the Burrards. And that gives an indication of exactly the way that period played out. The penalty now up, back at even strength, and the Burrards really, I think, if they don't score in the first 4 or 5 minutes, we could be seeing the first shutout in 7 years, because Dallas Elliott's been very solid in the nets.
And there's Elliott, some action from that second period of play and the first as well, and making some huge saves to hold this team. And I hate to say it, but we have said the S word as you look at live third period action now. And there's a shot right on there by Darren Fridge, and Elliott makes the save. That S word that we don't like to say, but as we get going, there's a look at Ryan Williams in goal for the Maple Ridge Burrards tonight.
I know if the Burrards score in the next couple of minutes, my phone's going to be ringing tomorrow. I know who's going to be phoning me for saying the S word.
And Elliott, we can get our first play stoppage. We'll talk about shutouts in this league, and there hasn't been too many of them, and there has only been 2. And of course, this third period is brought to you by Sports View, where Sports View is BC's own sports weekly. Coquitlam in possession, Jamie Bride now. He was interviewed by Kevin Cady. No, he didn't look very nervous to me. Did you think he looked a little nervous in that interview?
No, not at all, not at all.
And now Bride in the center of attention there. He's got, I believe, that Gerardo that's all over him. And they're going to throw some punches. And they're the only two combatants right now. There's some other players holding each other. Blatherwick has a man, but Jamie Bride right now is throwing punches with, I believe, as I mentioned, Mark Gerardo. And the number's gone now, so I can't back that up. We'll have to wait till that jersey's back on. And Jamie Bride gets a point in his first WLA game as well as a scrap.
I think the other guy is standing back, anticipating a bit of a heavyweight battle there, and it was definitely Mark Gerardo. We'll call that one a draw. They just kind of ended up hugging each other and falling to the floor. But here's a good look at Jamie Bride.
And there's how it started. And Jamie Bride, who barged his way into that crease area, and Gerardo thought, okay, you can go through the crease, but don't touch my goalie.
Yeah, and I tell you, if I'm Al Luthwaite, I'm pretty happy about Mark Gerardo making that move because, you know, Bride went through, certainly could have easily avoided contact with Ryan Williams, gave that little bit of a shot. Williams gave him a shot back, of course, and Gerardo got in and let him know that you just don't mess with our goaltender, and nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
So both players to the penalty box where it looks like they'll serve major penalties. And it is, there you see Jamie Bride being assisted with his equipment by Kevin Linton. He sits down in the Coquitlam Adanacs penalty box when Mark Gerardo takes a breather for Maple Ridge. 1 minute played in this third period. A 4-0 lead for the Coquitlam Adanacs. Colby Rope in the first period. Pat Coyle his fourth. Hurd is 25th, and Sanderson is team leading 29th on the power play. As you look at our upcoming WLA schedule, sees Victoria at Maple Ridge on the 20th. Burnaby's at North Shore. Maple Ridge, a big important date with New Westminster. First of 2 games against New Westminster. And New West is at Victoria, Coquitlam at Burnaby, and then our next game, North Shore at Coquitlam on July 24th.
And that Maple Ridge at New Westminster game next week, I'll tell you, that could be for all the marbles for the Maple Ridge Burrards, because if things go the way they've gone thus far, or continue to go the way they've gone thus far tonight, they're going to be looking at only 1 point ahead of the Salmon Bellies, 1 point ahead of the sort of on-rushing North Shore Indians, and the other teams having 2 games in hand after tonight. So, boy, they've got to pull their socks up quickly tonight, or they're going to be in deep, deep trouble.
I don't know what the big discussion is here about. There's no penalty time up on the clock. Both teams appear to be ready to go here. Now it looks like there's only, there's an extra player. Now the 2 minutes is up on the clock. Jamie Bride gets the extra penalty, probably for the crease violation and making contact with the goalie. Yeah, so he picks up an extra 2, so the 5th power play opportunity of the night for Maple Ridge.
We talked about their special teams being important, and boy, they're 0 for 4 thus far. They lead the league in power play goals with 49. They'd sure like to see it be 50 in the next couple of minutes.
Here's the power play. Cowson at the left crease position with the ball. Dishes it off for Lawson. Up top for Fridge. Fridge over to Kyle Goundry. Couldn't control it. Gets it off the boards. Holds onto it. Puts it for Gill. Up top for Fridge. Moves it over for Cowson as the shot clock runs down to 0. And Cowson unable to negotiate that pass. And Coquitlam, who's done a good job tonight in killing penalties, will get that opportunity now to rag the ball. Loose ball and tempted for Josh Sanderson. Does a good job. Now gets it back after it was knocked out of his stick. Again gets the ball back. Interim captain Rock Williams. He pushes his man along the board. DJ Sir in there, and Williams comes up and grabs the loose ball.
And a great job by Sanderson again. They didn't really have possession, but just by keeping that ball alive on the boards, managed to knock about 10 seconds off that penalty clock.
Greg Jelsvig on the power play now. Now he'll turn off. Here's Kyle Goundry. 13 on the shot clock for Darren Fridge. Shot right on, and Elliott holds that ball. And the Coquitlam Adanacs will kill some more time with 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. 2 minutes and 30 seconds played in this third period of play. Our Molson X Lacrosse Game of the Week. Coming to you from Cam Neely's Planet Ice. I'm Terry Murray, along with Dave Evans, Kevin Caney. Our director is John Strassel, helped out by Dave Dick, Sylvan Finn, and the rest of our Rogers Sports crew here, bringing you this game on Rogers Sports and CTV Sportsnet. 6 seconds left in that penalty. Boy, that was long-winded. It was like 36 seconds before I went into that. Now here's Brunch right in. Brunch takes a shot, and I believe the goaltender either got a piece of that or else it hit the bar. Loose ball goes up over the glass for a lucky fan, and now here comes Maple Ridge. Penalty over with. 3 minutes, 15 seconds gone in this third period. 4-0 Coquitlam. Ross Onger looks for someone to pass to. Dishes inside there for Lawson. And that shot right on, and Elliott to save.
And still the Burrards not getting high percentage shots. Even on that power play, Fridge took a shot near the end of the power play. No problem for Elliott. He had lots of chance to pick it up, get a good look at it. That one just kind of off balance into his gut pad. And as well as Elliott's played, he really hasn't been tested since the first period.
Jake Lawson. Now DJ Sir, and does a good job. Battles for the loose ball and gets it for Russ Onger. And here comes the offense. Baez Bardai to the floor, gets the ball. Bardai, he's got some Coquitlam blood in him where he played his junior career with the junior Adanacs. Goes to the right side, takes a shot, scores! Baez Bardai gets the goal. Initially drafted by the New Westminster Salmonbellies, Bardai makes that play look easy, and there goes the big shutout.
Yep, but I know who's going to be phoning me tomorrow for jinxing it. But one way or the other, realistically, shutouts in lacrosse, as Kevin mentioned, they're few and far between. Here's a good move by Bardai, and I really caught Elliott napping a little bit on that one. I'm sure Elliott was not expecting Bardai to shoot from there, because he had a pretty clear path to the goal. Elliott expecting Bardai to continue that path to the goal. And you know, it's the first goal for the Burrards, but hey, they're right back in the game. There's still 15 and a half minutes remaining. They're only 3 shots away from tying this thing.
Here comes Maple Ridge again with control of the ball with 15 on the shot clock into the left corner. Coming out of the goal, here is Darren French over to Bardai again. They make the announcement. Bardai gets the goal. It'll be Russ Onger getting the only assist. At 4 minutes and 17 seconds in a 4-1 lead for the Coquitlam Adanacs with 15 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock now for Coquitlam's offense to work. Pat Coyle with the ball off to the right for Josh Sanderson. Got Rope in front. Sanderson works his way free. Tried to get it for Rope. And the goaltender Ryan Williams had other ideas.
Real nice job by Dave Blatherick to come in and double team. Callison had Sanderson tied up. Blatherick kind of came in from the blind side, left his check, but there was really no way that Sanderson could find the open man because he would have to kind of pass across Blatherick's body. Nice job by Dave Blatherick.
Knopfler, shot. As he delivered it, he got nailed to the floor by Pat Coyle. The defensive player of the year for, 3 years running now. Also a member of the Toronto Rock and also the Maitland Award winner for the Lacrosse's Choice for dedication to lacrosse, which I think Dave Evans has won. What did you win that, 4 times?
Yeah, I guess I suck old enough times to win it 4 times. Kind of lacrosse's version of the Lady Byng, I suppose, if you want to make a hockey comparison. But really more geared towards, it used to be actually years ago, it used to be more geared towards the sportsmanship, the lack of penalties and so forth. But these days the Maitland Trophy's more geared towards players assisting in minor lacrosse, whether it be in coaching, refereeing, and so forth.
So what are you saying about Pat Coyle then?
I'm saying that obviously the sportsmanship end of it is not quite as prevalent as it was many years ago.
Here's Russ Onger. Onger into the left corner, holds onto the ball, turns aside. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Takes a shot, and Elliott to save. And DJ Sear wanted a penalty as he was flattened in front of the net, but it's not free to stand in front. And that time Sear paid for it. He hustles back to try to get Bob Klein, who has the ball for Coquitlam. Klein gets it off for Walder. Inside for Downey. And I haven't seen Russ Hurd very much in this period thus far. Mind you, Coquitlam's had to kill some penalty time. 6 minutes and 56 seconds played, and a penalty, I believe, to Jamie Hackle, who will add to his total.
And originally I thought that was just an interference call, but I guess Ray Durrani's either after the fact made it a roughing call, or it was in fact a roughing call in the first place. But the last thing the Burrards need is to be shorthanded at this point in time.
So Hackle with the cross check, and here's the replay of that. Right there, Hackle sits for that one, And I don't think it was so much of the cross-check was anything real fierce, but it was the fact that he punched that Coquitlam Adanac player in the head just prior to that. Referee Everett goes down in a heap. Another Burrard falls on him, and he gets up. And now Chris Gill waits for a long pass. The pass is there, and Gill gets tackled. He wants to call on A.J. Smith. Yeah, that's not going to come. And Coquitlam back with the power play up the floor. There's Al Luthwaite, not too happy.
No, I don't really blame him. That probably should have been an interference call because Smith was all over the back of Chris Gill as that pass went over his head. But perhaps they kind of stuck in the football rule. It was an uncatchable pass because it was miles over Chris Gill's head.
Brunch up for Rope, takes his shot. Ryan Williams is saved. With 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in the penalty. Jelsvik puts his big stick up, tries to intercept that one. And instead it goes into the Adanacs possession with that power play to the floor one more time.
And Ryan Williams made the good save off a Rope, held onto the loose ball, and then promptly threw the ball away. And boy, you can't be doing that with your team down 4-1. You got to maintain possession. That type of pass is just unthinkable.
Sanderson takes a shot. Good save there by Ryan Williams. There was room there for Sanderson. He labeled that one. The goaltender took that one away. Jelsvik hammered to the floor. It'll be minor interference against Coyle. And Maple Ridge with some penalty time to kill with 46 seconds to work on.
And that was a huge save by Ryan because we had a great angle on it here from our vantage point. And as you say, Terry, Sanderson had plenty of room to put that thing. He put it there, and Williams just came across and made the save.
There's a stat: fewest goals scored in the game, 5, Vancouver versus Burnaby, July 16th, 1991. And a 4-1 lead for the Coquitlam Adanacs in this one. Quickly, here comes Coquitlam on that power play. Zapp to the right for Coyle, over for Hurd. Oh, and he couldn't pick it up. Zapp has trouble with it along the boards. DJ Sear in there for the battle for the Burrards, and the ball goes into the stick of Keith Cowison. And Cowison leaves it there for Gill, and now here comes Chris Gill, battles past A.J. Smith. Coyle's there to run him into the boards. Toronto Rock teammate. Coyle hits Gill one more time, now Klein. Nice back pass. And now the Adanacs will go 1 for 2 on the power play, and they were 1 for 1 heading into that opportunity. With 11 minutes to go in this third period. 15 on the shot clock for Coquitlam. Chris Bride in control up top, takes a low shot, it bounces, hits a leg. Bride with his own rebound. 3 on the shot clock, he'll have to hurry. He wants to get his old legs going there, and then the shot clock gets reset. However, the goaltender Ryan Williams gets control.
And 10 minutes remaining, and time certainly not on the Burrards side now. With only 10.5 minutes remaining, they really have to score, certainly in the next 2 possessions, and certainly shut Coquitlam down in that same period of time.
10:20 now on the clock, and that ball stopped by Elliott. Elliott, who had a shutout going until we talked about it prior to this third period starting.
Had to bring that up, didn't you?
We did mention that only 2 shutouts beforehand, and one of them by Bob Hayes, currently a member of the Victoria Shamrocks. And Dave, you know the other player?
Yep, the other player, Les Norman, a Hall of Famer, played for the New Westminster Sandbellies in the late 50s, early 60s, and Les Norman shut out the Victoria Shamrocks in 1962. And the only other shutout of note, of course, in Man Cup play by Don Hamilton of the Vancouver Burrards, who shut out Brampton in 1961 in the Man Cup.
Here's Klein. Klein over to the far side for Walder. Walder looks for someone to pass to. Looked for Klein. Goes into the stick of Brunch. Brunch barges his way in front. Gets a shot away and just missed the bottom corner. Brunch had room there, and Ryan Williams made him just direct that shot a little bit wide. 9:35 to go. Maple Ridge needs some shots. They send the offense to the floor. Here's Chris Knaplet. Tosses over for Jake Lawson. Lawson falls, dishes it up in the air for Sear. He'll have to go all the way back for it. And here comes, actually that was Bendig, not Sear. Here he is with the ball in front. Shot attempt. Goes into the stick of Zaff, quickly for Klein. All the way up the floor. Past Walder for Jelsvik. 9 minutes to go now in our Molson X Lacrosse game of the week from Maple Ridge's Cam Neely. Planet Ice. Knaplet. Who's Cam Neely anyways?
Isn't he that baseball player from Maple Ridge?
No, that's Greg Moore. Of course, Greg Moore on the kart circuit right now, doing a great job. Had a 4th place finish in his last outing. Shot by Knopflet, right on.
Sure that wasn't Walker?
Walker's in the All-Star game tonight.
What a trend! It's funny, we're kidding about this, but what an amazing number of professional athletes that the town of Maple Ridge has produced. Certainly credit to the people here, to the people, the Parks Board people and so forth, giving these people when they were kids the opportunity to come up and become the great professional athletes they've become or were.
Okay, with that note, we're going to take a break. A 4-1 lead for the Coquitlam Adanacs. When the league leaders return to the floor for the
drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-di-da-di-dee, la-di-da-di-da.
If guys had their way,
Mini skirts, the current thing,
advertising really would be subliminal.
It goes on.
For a beer that's brewed the way beer should be, X says it all.
Imagine a trail 15,000 kilometers long, a Trans-Canada Trail. Right now, from coast to coast to coast, Canadians are turning the dream into reality. And when it's completed, the Trans-Canada Trail will connect us all in a new way for a new millennium. With every donation of $40, a meter of trail gets built, and your name is inscribed in a trail pavilion. Call now and put your name on the Trans-Canada Trail.
Maple Ridge in control, play just underway. Fridge for Kyle Goundry. Far right corner, looks for someone to pass to. Kyle Goundry takes the shot right on, and Fridge had a chance for the rebound, and Coquitlam gets the ball. Quickly up the floor, Trevor Bedell. He was there with Santos, a couple of players behind off the screen got mixed up. Nothing comes of that, and that was Gill involved with A.J. Smith. Smith, the feisty character, on the heels of Chris Gill. Shot for Santos off the target. 7:35 to go. Here's Russ Hurd. Couple of points tonight. Hurd in front of the net for Bedell. And the shot misses there. That was Santos. 8-9, what's the difference?
Great job by Hurd to find Santos, and what a great job by Santos to even make an attempt to catch that pass, because he knew as soon as he saw that pass in the air that he was going to get hammered. Much like a wide receiver cutting across the middle in football, knowing he's going to get schmucked as soon as he makes contact. And Santos did a nice job, got a pretty good shot away.
Now Chris Gill dishes it off right into the stick of Pat Coyle. Coyle with some speed decides to go one-on-one, takes a shot, and the net gets knocked off his supports. And Pat Coyle with the afterburners just gets ahead of Chris Gill and gets that opportunity and gets a shot on goal.
It was a great job by Coyle to get up. A nice shot, nice save by Williams. And there goes the goal, courtesy of Chris Gill. And I tell you, Pat Coyle is going to love you, implying that he actually has afterburners. But good job by Coyle, showing, Coyle's shown some offensive skills tonight. And it's a good indication of what a great captain he is, knowing that with the number of players, we've mentioned the number of players out tonight, Wilson, Stroop, Colin Doyle out of the lineup, Rusty Kruger out of the lineup, that other guys have got to step up. Les Wingrove mentioned it between periods when talking with Kevin, and Pat Coyle is one of the guys that stepped up offensively.
Baez Bardai now for Maple Ridge, the goal scorer for the Birds. Now Rob Williams. Brother Ryan, the goaltender. Williams for Knopflet. That shot over the net. Rebound is there. Knopflet gets the ball with 10 on the shot clock. Takes his shot. Bounces off the net. And possibly the goaltender as a new 30 for Maple Ridge. Here's Kyle Goundry. Gets that one taken away from him. Bardai into the far corner. Out in front of the net for Rob Williams. Can't pick it up. Loose ball there for Goundry. Again, the shot. Now Elliott takes one off the beam and right into the stick of Bob Klein. Elliott takes that one up high. Here comes Klein with Mitchell. Over to Mitchell. Shot! Great save there by Ryan Williams. Taking that one away from Blair Mitchell. Klein into the right corner. 6 minutes to go in this third period. 4-1 Adanacs. Here's Colby Rope now. Rope on Onger. Goes around him. Right in front. A shot and the save by Williams. right into his brother Rob's stick. And now Maple Ridge in control with 5:50 to go in this third period.
What a great play between Klein and Mitchell, getting that shot away. And it just gives an indication of the skill level of the players in this Western Lacrosse Association to make that kind of a play at that pace, because they were going top speed down the floor after taking that rebound off of the head of Dallas Elliott. Of course, Elliott's going to say he intentionally headed it up the floor to Bob Klein. But that just shows an indication of the skill level at this in the Western Lacrosse Association to do that at such a pace.
Zap off for a rest, leaves it for Walden. Far corner for Downey. Downey gets past Jelsvik. One hand on his stick, holds onto the ball, 10 on the shot clock. This is for this guy, he likes to shoot. He's got 5 to shoot. Hurd takes one up high, he doesn't like that. He gives a swat to DJ Sir. No penalty there. Looks like Hurd got hurt on that play. And Hurd quickly off, as you see him on the screen there. Took a stick high from DJ Sear.
That's an accomplishment in itself for little DJ Sear to get a stick up high on Russ Hurd. Accidental, I'm sure, because Sear didn't really even look at Russ Hurd. He was kind of pushing him up against the boards, and the stick did slip up.
Lawson takes a shot. Elliott gets a piece of it. Goes into the corner. Not into the stick of Rob Williams. He battles for the loose ball with Darren Much, and Much has control for Coquitlam. And the offense to the floor for the Adanacs with 4:20 to go in this third period of play. 4-1 Coquitlam. Goals by Rope, Coyle, Hurd, and Sanderson. Rope's in the first period. The others in the second period. Baez Bardai for Maple Ridge in the third to spoil the shutout bid for Dallas Elliott. Far corner. Russ Onger battling the bouncing ball, goes into the stick of Pat Coyle. 3:50 to go in this third period. Our Molson X lacrosse game of the week has the Adanacs out in front 4-1.
I'm doing my nightly figure out the 3 stars here, and I'm having a real tough time trying to pick out somebody from the Burrards that's really stood above the others. They've looked like a team that are 0-6 in the last 6 games and probably about to go 0-7, and they just haven't played with any confidence whatsoever tonight.
Dallas Elliott gets up slow after Dave Blatherwick barges his way for the front of the net there, and Blatherwick right away goes out in front. Elliott appears to be okay now, but he is moving around gingerly in front of it, or in the crease area. Nonetheless, here's Maple Ridge still in control. 10 on the shot clock, 3:05 to go in this third period. Kanopoulos. They need a goal. They need a couple of shots at least. Here's Kanopoulos, 3 on the shot clock. Takes that shot. Elliott kicks that one out. And now Gill. Gill puts his arm up in the air there. Was wondering why the clock was reset, but it was reset, and he didn't realize it, and he shot that ball right away. Jamie Bride now for Coquitlam off to the right. In front of our vantage point, now holds on to the ball. Dishes it off for his brother. That's a goal there, and a great one for Chris Bride. Gets his brother, Jamie Bride, his second point of the night. And a nice backhander there.
Yeah, great job by Chris Bride. And a good indication here, or a good example here of Mark Gerald just getting overly aggressive. There you see the tail end of it. He gets beaten. He kind of had his head down, trying to make the physical contact. What a great backhand shot from Chris Bride. Bounces it to the glove side of Williams. Just a perfect shot from Bride. But the key there is that Gerardo was so aggressive, pushing, and just ended up pushing himself off balance almost, and Bride just kind of strolled by him.
Jamie Bride. Time of the goal is 17:28.
17:28, the time of the goal. Chris Bride is 15th of the season from Jamie Bride. Coquitlam now a 5-1 lead. There's another chance. Oh, what a save there by Ryan Williams, who gets his left leg and steals one away from Brad Downey. That was nothing but net there for Downey. And Downey thought that one was going to go in, but Ryan Williams makes the save. 2 minutes to go now in this game. 5-1, 4-goal lead for Coquitlam. Justin Maisley, Coquitlam Jr. One of his shifts out here tonight. He's had a fair amount of floor time out there. Not as much as Jamie Bride, who has 2 points tonight.
Yeah, both juniors that the Adanacs have used tonight look very, very good, though. And it's funny, Ryan Williams, any other night, giving up only 5 goals to the Adanacs would be a tremendous accomplishment. And unfortunately, when your teammates only score 1, it doesn't look quite as good.
Another pass intercepted by Coyle, gets that one stripped away from him. The other side, Lawson. Oh, he hits Gill, and Gill gets taken to the floor on the far side there. And who was taking him was A.J. Smith one more time all over Chris Gill tonight. Now Darren Fringe in this battle here, joined by Gill as those players battle. The loose ball is still brought in. Now here's Kyle Gounder. He's got a lane. He's going to take a shot if he can. Holds onto it. Those players still battling in the far corner there. Up his screen. Now a whistle. Now Chris Gill gives a shot to Smith. And Smith intercepted by the big guy there. That's Jamie Hackle coming in to protect the big goal scorer. Hackle and A.J. Smith get the gloves in each other's faces now. Yeah, I don't think much is going to come of this. Hackle wants more to happen out of it, but A.J. Smith just hanging on at this point. And now the glove is off, and now they're going to throw the punches. A.J. Smith for Coquitlam and Jamie Hackle. Hackle gets a left in there right away. It looks like it hurts Smith. Smith gets the right free and lands one. And Hackle much bigger than A.J. Smith. And Hackle trying to get an opportunity to get a punch in there, but these two players holding on at this point, and the referees will find themselves to get in there any moment. A.J. Smith hanging on there, and Hackle tries to get one more shot in there, and that was a good scrap for people who like scraps, but Jamie Hackle, who leads the Burrards in penalties, goes off for a breather.
And he adds to his leading penalty total, and I guess if we're going to give a decision on that, we got to give it to Hackle. He got a few early ones in, but Smith did a pretty good job against the bigger man.
My day starts here, but who knows when it'll end. That's why I use new Speed Stick Ultimate Deodorant. It's formulated to give you antibacterial protection that kills odor for tough 24-hour protection.
Face off to the right of Dallas Elliott here for the remainder of 59 seconds to play. Major penalties to both players there for the scraps, so no one is short-handed after that situation. Here's Pat Coyle now for Coquitlam. Coyle with one goal tonight in this defensive battle, a 5-1 lead for Coquitlam. And this would tie a record for fewest goals in a game.
And Coyle's had an outstanding game tonight. He's played very well defensively, as he always does, but I mentioned earlier he's really stepped his offensive game up a bit. The Adanacs now, of course, just prepared to run out the clock. 25 seconds left. The Burrards, pardon me, will have one last crack at our player of the game, Dallas Elliott.
I'll correct myself. The stat we showed earlier in that third period was a 5-goal total. And now we have a 6-goal total, so it does not tie a record. There's a shot, the save by Elliott. Gets his left leg on that one and dribble off the end boards and back around. 5 seconds only left in this game, and the Adanacs will improve their record, a big victory for them. They have the 2-game cushion over the Victoria Shamrocks, and now lengthen that lead to 6 points. And the final of a 5-1 game. What a game for the Adanacs here. They came into Maple Ridge short-handed, minus a few players, and they called up a couple of junior players who played well. But Maple Ridge also playing well. We'll be right back with a wrap-up of this game and a 5-1 final.
So the tying run is at second. The run that would win the World Series is at first.
Plenty of baseball on the next edition of Sports Central AM. We'll take a look at the Expos and Jays, Montreal in New York. How do they respond after David Cohn's perfect game? The Jays playing Atlanta in Toronto as they continue chasing the Red Sox. Tomorrow on Sports Central AM.
And back in Maple Ridge, there's the final. The Adanacs defeat the Burrards 5-1, and quite a display of goaltending in both the nets tonight, but especially in Coquitlam's, and I'm joined by the player of the game, Dallas Elliott, also the feature at the first intermission, so it's always nice to see that work out. First of all, Dallas, 33 shots. Were you busy out there tonight?
Well, I didn't get a lot of shots directly in my face, but they managed to get a lot of quick sticks off, and yeah, I did feel busy.
Well, we brought up the graphic there early in the third period. The last shutout was in 1993 by Bob Hayes. Was that going through your mind at all?
Well, someone mentioned it in between the second and third period, and I just bit my lip, and that's not something to do. Well, of course it did, but I mean, I'm not too concerned about records at this point in my career in this here anyway.
After what happened in Coquitlam against Victoria on Saturday night, were you guys coming out here to play some solid defense?
Sure, we didn't play a lick against Victoria, and you can't play that way against a team that has probably the best offensive power in the league. So Coach Wingrove mentioned it before the game. We have to play a full 60 minutes, and we haven't done that this year yet. So I think we're quite pleased tonight with our performance.
Okay, Dallas, thanks for stopping by, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's join Dave and Terry now for their thoughts on the contest.
Thank you, Kevin. You know, Dave, we never do really discuss the questions that we're going to talk about in our post-game shows, but one of the questions I'm going to direct at you is you picked the goaltender for the first star, deservedly so possibly. Why wasn't Ryan Williams of Maple Ridge in one of the mentions?
Well, my feeling was, first of all, Ryan Williams played very well, had an excellent game. They got outshot quite badly. Williams played very, very well. But I just really felt that there were so many guys on the Adanacs deserving of mention. I had a list of numbers down on my notepad here. Josh Sanderson played very, very well. I kind of got chastised for picking Pat Coyle as a star because he missed the first period. He was late getting here. But the guy, he anchors that defense, and I don't think we talk enough about the Adanac defense. We talk all about these great offensive players, and he's such a main man on defense as well as offensively tonight.
The Sports View scoring summary in that period just saw the 2 goals, one by Chris Bride. Assisting was his brother Jamie Bride in his first game in the WLA, a member of the South Fraser Stickman. Bardai there, his 11th goal of the season. And there you see the face-offs 5-2 in that period to tie things up at 9, and the shots 30-24 in total. Different from the shots up on the scoreboard, but a good game. Real quickly, Dave, real final thought.
Well, the Burrards now are really in tough. The Adanacs, a big win for them, of course, to open a bit of a margin against Victoria. Victoria have 2 games in hands, but hey, those games in hand only count if you win them. The Burrards, they're in trouble. They're really in dire straits and in a very good chance of missing the playoffs, and nobody at the start of the season would have expected that. They got some big games ahead of them.
Some huge games for Maple Ridge, but as well Coquitlam. A great one up here in the broadcast booth. Hopefully everybody around BC has enjoyed this one as much as we do, as always.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, and it looks like the Coquitlam Adanacs train is back on track while the Maple Ridge Burrards ship continues to sink. Will they make the playoffs? We'll find out over the next couple of weeks. Join us next week, won't you? We've got a great game in store for you. The Indians, we've only seen them once this year, will be in Coquitlam to take on the Adanacs. You can catch that Sunday, July 25th on Rogers and on Sportsnet on July 28th at 7 p.m. You won't want to miss it. Join us then, won't you? The Lacrosse Game